My boyfriend told me he didn't owe me in schedule, so I stopped giving him one too. Then he begged me to tell him where I was, but by then, it was already over. Jake and I had been living together for 4 years. Everything was fine, or at least I thought it was. But about 6 months ago, the networking events started. He works in commercial real estate, so late dinners weren't completely crazy. But suddenly 2 nights a week turned into 4. And his phone? It practically became an extension of his body. Face down, notifications hidden, taken into the bathroom. You know the drill. One Thursday, he rolled in at 2 in the morning. I was reading on the couch, and I just calmly asked, "Hey, who are you out with so late?" He sighed, like I was the biggest burden in the world, and dropped his jacket on the floor. "Look, Sarah," he snapped, his voice dripping with attitude. "I am an adult. I need my own space, and I don't owe you a play-by-play of my life." I just stared at him. He was daring me to fight, bracing for the argument. Instead, I smiled. "You know what, Jake? You are absolutely right." He blinked, totally thrown off, but muttered something about needing a shower and disappeared upstairs. That was his biggest mistake, because the next day, I decided to give him exactly the space he asked for. Friday afternoon, I texted him. "Going out with some friends, won't be home for dinner." I didn't answer a single text after that. I finally walked in at 3 in the morning, smelling like expensive perfume and tequila. Jake was waiting up, his eyes wide and frantic. "Where the hell have you been?" I tossed my keys on the counter and didn't even look at him. "Just out. We don't do play-by-plays anymore, remember?" His face flushed, but he choked on his own words. Saturday, I took it a step further. I changed my phone password, left it face down on the kitchen island, and let it buzz. Over and over and over. He was staring at it, practically sweating. "Who was texting you at midnight?" I took a slow sip of my water. "Just some private stuff. I need my space, Jake." By Tuesday, he was completely losing his mind. I had packed a small overnight bag, grabbed my coat, and headed for the front door. He jumped off the couch, blocking my way. He looked awful. Dark circles under his eyes, his voice literally shaking. "You cannot just leave," he yelled. "You're my girlfriend, Sarah. Where are you going?" "I'm an adult," I said, keeping my voice completely flat. "I don't owe you an explanation." He actually started crying. Real, panicked tears. "Please, please stop doing this. I'm going crazy not knowing where you are or who you're with. I'll tell you everything, okay? I will share my location. Just please, stop." I looked at him, this broken, terrified man, and I just felt nothing. "I don't want your location, Jake," I whispered, reaching into my purse. I pulled out a printed stack of papers and dropped them right onto his chest. They scattered all across the hardwood floor. Credit card receipts from a boutique hotel 2 towns over, text screenshots that his other girlfriend had kindly forwarded to me once she figured out who I was on Monday. "I don't need a play-by-play of your life," I told him, stepping right over the papers and opening the front door, "because you aren't a part of mine anymore."